Welcome to VA Diaries, a podcast that explores the world of virtual assistant and remote work. I'm your host, Mike Ononag, and I'm thrilled to be bringing you conversations with experts in the industry, as well as sharing my own experience as a virtual assistant. Today's guest is Denn De Gracia, so a friend of mine, and he's been a VA since 2020 at the heat of the pandemic dito sa Pilipinas. And right now, 22 years old and an agency owner, SMMA for short, and social media marketing agency. So those na hindi alam ang meaning nun. So right off the bat, tell us something about yourself and yeah, just to kick this podcast.
Damn, it's been quite a while. Parang ang tagal nung mula nung nagsimula tayo. But very thankful for having me as a guest here, bro.
Yeah, my
It,
pleasure,
you
my
know,
pleasure.
you know, just thinking about it na parang noon pa lang working as a virtual assistant. Then like learning from these people that I've been with, especially yung mga talagang experts na, mga big time right now. Nakikita ko sila, ang layo na nila. Obviously, I'm trying to catch up. Pero in full reality, you know, still learning, still growing, and very excited with what's up with the future. Things that has been going on for the past few months. Alam mo yun, like,
Yeah.
kailang agencies na din, iba't ibang klaseng niche, iba't ibang klaseng services. But mainly nag-focus talaga sa social media marketing, which still is very broad right now. Pwede mo siyang hatiin, no?
Yeah.
Parang,
True.
from Google advertising, Facebook, short form content, TikTok advertising, mostly VAs isip nila parang isang tao dapat alam na lahat yun, pero hindi. Like, there are parang integrated people per platform when it comes to building an agency talaga.
Yeah,
So,
it's super broad. Like SMMAs are like a whole different level than typical VA stuff. But
yeah,
you know,
yeah, but these
Also
agencies,
VA have a different niches and stuff. You can work with real estate, e-commerce, a lot of things, but
yeah, bro.
still connects. But tell us your story, how you started working as a VA.
VA, I started working after ko mag-work sa call center.
Call center.
Was terrified. Was, no, I mean, not to offend anyone working in the BPO industry. I mean, doon ako galing. May natutunan ako doon when it comes to sales and probably those. Pero, like for me, as someone just starting out, very young, sobrang bata, out of high school parang, or probably like going out of high school nung nag-work or work ako sa BPO industry, just seeing multiple type of people. Medyo nakaka-culture shock, to be honest, kasi, I'm not really very well introduced to multiple type of people, understanding culture and all of that whatnot. Pero pagdating ko doon, syempre naninibago, maraming natutunan, few friends, but at the same time, hindi ko na consider staying there. First of all, in reality, sa Pilipinas,
Mm.
okay na yung sahod ng call center.
Oh, malaki yung
Pakas-
sahod dito sa Pilipinas.
Yeah, but always since nung bata, like I always consider, entrepreneurship and business. And every time I start something out, especially making money, um, lagi kong tinatanong sarili ko, like, will this bring out my imagination? Like, syempre, lagi kong ini-imagine sarili ko. Um, uh, Big house, all those things
Yeah.
na parang, kahit bata, yung mga bata, di ba?
So when it comes to childhood dreams, a lot of people here in our country especially, kasi dito lang tayo makaka-relate eh. And nakakalimutan na natin yung mga small dreams natin noon, or like big dreams natin noon, na having a nice house with swimming pools, with a lot of floors, having a fast car, having a private jets. But right now, I get that, yeah, dapat practical
Mhm.
tayo and shit. Pero
Yeah.
we must not forget ano yung pinangarap natin ng bata tayo. Kasi nung time na yun, like, doon mo talaga, like, example, sa mga viewers natin ngayon, try to imagine ano yung pinapangarap mo ng bata ka, ano yung mga gusto mong bagay na makuha. And, try to visualize it na paano mo siya ma-obtain ngayon.
Yeah, exactly. Parang, like, one thing na, hindi naman kasi nawala sa akin bata ko, I want some stuff, things I never had. And, although, sabihin natin, like, it will be sufficient para sa building a family or, like, trying to, like, make money for your own, mabili mo gusto mo, working in that industry is enough. Pero, like, trying to go higher, so di ko nakikita yung sarili ko doon na ma-reach certain things. I mean, kung maging owner ako nung BPO, sure, pero I mean, but in that certain level and certain time, age, and knowledge, malayo pa. And as of that also, nakita ko din, there are a lot of people na hindi ganun kagandang kasama din. Um, yeah, and so I just like considered moving out, working on my own and exploring more. Kasi also narinig ko yung mga yung mga nauuna nang umaalis sa akin. Nag-VA daw sila. Narinig ko dito. So, ayun. I took risks. Nag-design ako. Kumuha ng PC. Actually, it was a very shitty PC talaga. I mean,
Mm.
nakita mo naman, di ba?
Oo, nakita ko.
It was a very shitty PC. Sobrang lag, sobrang bagal. It has to do. Ito yung meron ko ngayon. Kailangan niya work. Kung I have to make sure that it will work long enough till na ma-upgrade o palitan. But yeah, I was there. I got out. Um, I did went to college for a few months, a
Mm.
year, more than a year. Parang ganun, saglit lang. While working at this, you know, um, building my skills. Yeah, yun nga.
So,
That's yun, nag-BA ako.
tell us more about the early struggles. Kasi, a lot of people wants to hear your early days of as a VA. Just sharing the initial problems you've encountered, like yung mga typical na problems na kailangan mong i-resolve.
Yeah, alam mo, siyempre, like, going out of the BPO industry, and expect ko, like, yung mga, alam ko nag-VA, they're making like 20, 25,000 agad, or 30, 40. Tapos, tinry ko siya, ang hirap mag-land ng ganong um, level of salary sa virtual assisting. Kasi wala pa akong ganong skills.
Mm.
And especially, like, meron ako, like, very light Photoshop editing, um, video editing, ganyan. Pero besides that, wala akong social media management skills. O, lahat ads, hindi ko alam. So, ang ginawa ko, like, naghanap ako ng graphic design job, designer job. Um, Pumunta ako sa iba't ibang website, pati sa LinkedIn, nagdi-DM na ako. To be honest, hindi siya agad. Like, nakuha ko yung PC siguro parang September, ganyan,
Mm.
or August. Sabi natin August ko nakuha yung PC, August 1. Nagka-work ako mga September 10. Pero within August 1 hanggang September 10, I never stopped doing outreach, DMing, sending my uh, resume, ganyan, yung work ko, yung mga skills ko, kahit mga, hindi ko pa alam yung Loom nun eh. So, gumawa ako ng video, pinost ko siya sa YouTube, naka-unlisted, sinesend ko lang yung link. Yun yung
Mm.
ginawa ko, like parang may ina-explain ko lang yung ginagawa, yung skills ko. After that, may nag-reply isa. Tapos wala, hindi ko na inisip kung paano ko siya um kung magkano yung bibigay sa akin, kung paano ko siya didiskartehan. Pero once na-book na yung interview at nag-join ako dun sa interview, nag-explain ako kung ano yung mga alam ko. Sobrang newbie ko pa noon, hindi ko pa alam kung paano ko siya explain ng mabuti or in a marketing way kasi yun siya eh. Marketing agencies din sila
Mm.
eh. And ayun, after that interview, naghintay ulit ako ng 2 weeks. Tapos, ayun, nakuha ko ng social media manager. Pero
Oh,
ang in-applyan ko ay graphics. And actually, ang nangyari lang nun is, taga-edit lang din. So, ang label is social media manager, pero wala siyang parang hashtag strategy pa, wala pa siyang copywriting
mm.
na parang general um, social media expert. So, ano lang, parang nakafocus lang ako dun sa graphics part.
So, more on graphics lang siya, no?
Oh, yeah. Yun lang halos. And actually, hindi ako sa agency nag-work. Dun sa personal brand nung may-ari ng agency.
Mm, okay, I see.
Yeah. Si Ryan. Ryan has been a really big help for me. Kasi una, sabihin natin yung salary ko hindi ganun kalaki. Pero yung skill set ko from day one to last day na nag-work ako sa kanila, sobrang transparent niya sa akin. Tinrain niya ako. Meron kami like naka-share screen lang ako for 8 hours straight para lang makita niya kung paano ko ginagawa. And
Mm,
siguro mga isang buwan siyang ganun sa akin. Kasi alam niya na sobrang beginner ko pa lang, newbie pa lang ako sa VA. And at the same time din, syempre, kino-consider din yan, sobrang baba din lang. Kasi nag-start ako ng parang $300 a month.
$300? Oh, wow.
Yeah, $300 a month. Kung muna ako doon, it should work, it will work na lalaki din to balang araw. Kasi yun din yung sinabi sa akin, this is probationary. Tataas din yan after 3 months. Or hindi, tumaas siya parang 6 months pa. Pero no,
Yeah,
yung learning lang doon, I stayed just to learn. Learn and learn and learn. Um, Eventually, parang mabot 400 pa
400. Mm.
for like a year.
Yeah,
Tapos umalis na ako. Like, sinabi ko sa kanya, I'm trying to look for better opportunities. Naintindihan niya. Tinrain ko yung pumalit sa akin. Na siguro mga isang buwan pa. Nagstay ako dun, isang buwan. Tinrain ko yung pumalit sa akin. And then, ayun. Kumulas ako sa Kinarayan, sa BizBuzz. Naghanap ako ng other opportunities. Ang dami. Doon ko nakita na parang, oh, may skill na ako. May background na ako. May portfolio na ako. Nag-edit ako para sa isang tao to ng isang buong taon. Isang buo ng videos, ganyan. Pwede kong gamitin to for social proofing. Isang client lang na kailangan mong tiisin na kahit mababa. After that, umuulan ng opportunities. Like, oh,
mm.
kailangan dito or we want to interview you, ganyan. Sunod-sunod sa isang araw, siguro nakaka-receive ako ng parang 3 to 5 notifications sa email ko. Iba-iba sa Indeed, online jobs, LinkedIn, lahat. Kung saan-saan. Pati sa mga Instagram, mga media agencies sa Instagram, dinidm ko na. It was a heck of a journey pero sobrang laki ng natulong. And at the same time din kasi the guy that I work for sa una, he's is really hardworking
Mm, I
na
see.
na yung nag-complement kami sa isa't isa. Kaya na-feature siya sa mga malalaking brands, sa TV, sa magazine, ganyan-ganyan. And ay nakatulong sa akin sobra because he's from nothing to something within a year and I was part of that journey and nilagay ko yun sa resume ko, nilagay ko yun sa portfolio ko. Ang laking natulong nun para maka-open up sa other virtual assisting opportunities. Ayun.
Nice. So, ito yung napansin ko din like working as a VA too na when starting out, like people value the money over the learning experience because yeah, being practical pero starting out without experience, ano yung mabibigay mong value dun sa mga
Agree.
pinag-a-apply mo? Like a lot of people struggle when starting out as a VA or applying online works. Pero they don't have they have nothing to give. But ako nag-start ako working for you almost for free, but
Yeah.
na-compensated din. Pero there's a month, remember, like there's I think 3 months like
Nawala.
nawala. We're working entirely for free, like just
Yeah.
starting out this company, and
Yeah.
we only converted one we only
One.
converted
Oo
one
nga, within three
client
months,
within
isang
three
client.
months and we're
Yeah.
struggling. And those 3 months working for free, dun ko nakita yung ano
Sa-
saan kami nag-improve, saan yung mistakes namin. And as of today, meron na akong different job and nagagamit ko lahat ng learning experience dun sa 3 months na working for free because we're not thinking about the money. We're thinking about ano yung matututunan namin, ano yung madadagdag namin sa skills namin, and overall improvement. Like, mas mag-i-improve ka if you're not gonna think about money, if you're gonna think kung ano yung makukuha mong value out of working for free. So, yun.
Yeah, yeah, tama, tama. Yun din talaga, no? It was a heck of a journey din.
Hmm.
Parang sobrang risky nun, pero it's all worth it.
So, worth it, yeah. So, next question. So, how do you describe yourself as an entrepreneur?
You know, coming from a VA standpoint, tas like starting on my own, quick story lang din. Reason is, parang, alam mo yun, nag-start ako sa isang social media marketing agency with my first client. Nag-hop off ako doon, lumipat ako sa isang recruitment agency. Umalis ako doon, punta ako sa isang Google Ad agency. Umalis ako doon, nalipat ako sa metrics agency. Like, nagme-measure lang sila ng metrics
Hmm.
and SEO, ganyan. And just one of those. Lagi kong natanong sa sarili. Ako as a VA, as a virtual, in-offeran ako ng 100,000 saya ko.
Hmm.
Pero on their end, the only reason why they're hiring here in the Philippines is kasi, nakakapasok siya sa budget nila while operating in the United States. Now imagine that, para sa akin, sobrang taas ng 100,000. Pero para sa kanila, I mean, how do they even take risks with this sum of money? Ang laki nito, 'di ba? Sabi ko sa
Hmm.
sarili. Mas na-curious ako, paano ba mapunta sa standpoint na yung 100,000 parang wala lang. And especially working in those agencies, wala ako dun sa parang mataas or sa managerial. Nandun lang ako sa parang marketing assistant, copywriter's assistant, taga-basa ng lahat just to make sure na everything is approved for launching, for posting, lahat ganun. And yet, kaya ka nilang bayaran ng ganito kataas. Paisip ako, paano? Paano? And just thinking of it, researching, iba yung opportunity na magagawa mo sa sarili mo when you actually own the agency. And so, isip ko, ako, like, una kong naisip, kapital. You know,
Hmm.
ang laking kapital lang. Kailangan ko to agency, so kailangan ko ng 10 tao na magaling sa ganito. Kailangan ko ng tatlong tao na pwedeng maging manager, taga-interview, taga-tawag, taga-cold call, DMs, lahat-lahat. But then, nung na-realize ko, especially, listening to multiple famous entrepreneurs, you just need the right sum of money para.
Hmm.
Pero at that moment na nagsimula ako, I was parang sobrang baba. So I just reconsidered. Inisip ko, anong pwede kong gawin? Tawagan ko yung friends ko. So, tinawagan kita, tumawag ka kung sino, tumawag pa ako ng mga ibang tao.
Hmm.
I mean, the work ethic is unexpected para din sa mga iba. Parang hindi nila kinaya or, too much pressure, hindi pa sure kung mababayaran, puro promise or what. Ayun, hindi lahat naniwala, hindi lahat sa tingin nila parang bogus lang or what. And, you know, there are people that actually took risks with me just to start a company. The first one was Huntsman Media. Itong Huntsman Media, ako lang mag-isa nito. Hindi mo
Hmm.
alam to, no?
Nabanggit mo pero hindi pa ako kasama dyan.
Wala ko.
Wala pa ako
Si,
dyan.
alam mo to. Ang ako, inaya ko dito yung isang kaibigan, si Zamir. So, ang nangyari dito, ginaya ko lang yung una kong fitness people. Kailangan nila ng parang uh, pinopost sa Instagram, taga-graphic design. So, ang ginawa ko, para siyang graphic designer agency. Ang ginagawa lang is nag-edit. So, Photoshop. I mean, eventually, natutunan kong gumamit ng Canva, which is much more easier. Pero, just to have that best way of aesthetics,
Mm.
especially with this type of people na sa health and fitness, pinopromote nila is yung aesthetic ng katawan nila. You know, I had to use multiple applications. Tinry ko yun, in-start ko. Nag-edit ako siguro ng 5 picture sa isang tao, sa isa 10, for $5 each. Sa lahat yun, parang wala mang $200 yung nagawa ko sa loob ng isa't kalating buwan. Um, I don't know how to pay, yung mga bills, ganyan, car payment. So, iniwan ko yun. Nag-work ulit ako for like 2 months.
Mm.
Tapos, isipan ko, yung huli kong, nag-work ako ng 2 months sa isang recruitment. Actually, parang
1 week.
days lang. Or 1 week. Oh, nga pala. 1 week lang. Yes. Ang pagdating ko doon, tanong lang ako ng tanong. Dumating ako doon, nakipag-meeting ako sa mga, actually, ang ni-request ko, um, just to build the social media presence of this company. Kailangan kong kausapin lang ng heads per department. So, nakausap ko yung head sa marketing, um, sa social media team, where parang, actually,
Like, kinuha mo lang talaga yung mga value or yung
yeah,
mga ginagawa
tinanong ko
nila.
yung processes nila. Yung tinanong ko yung part nila. Yung sa social media team, external. Kasi ako yung internal eh.
Mm.
Tapos, yung management, HR, lahat-lahat. Parang interview ko sila. Ganyan, tapos nagsulat ako, take notes. After that, tinatanong kung ano na nangyari within the week. Ang nangyari lang is puro meeting. Tapos, nakausap ko yung may-ari. Forgot the name, kung ano ang pangalan niya. Um, ayaw niya daw na ganun. 1 week na wala pa daw um, ads na nagra-run.
Mm.
I mean, eventually kasi wala pa ding materials nun, but you know, because of those reasons, I have to like move out. It was very unprofessional of me, to be honest, but at the same time, it was very beneficial. After that, ayun, sabi ko, alam ko na yung gagawin ko. Recruitment agency, bam, a massive buzz. So, it's actually Amaze VAs siya. Parang virtual assistant recruitment agency siya. Tinawagan kita, tapos may mga tao, sino pa tatawag ko. Parang nung una 10 eh, hanggang naging 6, 5,
Mm.
3, 2 na lang tayo. Tapos, ayun, di ba, nag-run tayo ng lahat ng pwede nating gawin, um, kung ano-ano.
Like, ano
Um,
lang talaga, heading out
yeah,
like a bull na,
yeah.
without planning, just execute,
Yeah, without proper like guidance din naman kasi para sa atin kasi sobrang ano natin eh. We're very loose kung paano natin in-execute lahat. Pero ang dami nating naging applicants, ang
Oo.
daming naging
Like, we know for a fact
nag-start.
na
Yeah.
this will work, but we don't have the right experience and knowledge talaga to run this type of agency, Pero that time, like I remember vividly na nung time na yun, ang mindset lang natin is we need to start something or else wala tayong mararating sa mga gusto
Yeah.
natin gawin sa buhay. Like we need to start something. So, yun lang without proper planning, kinumbine lang natin yung knowledge natin and sa tingin natin ano yung mag-work. But yun, we just landed one client and then, you know, on a practical standpoint, hindi siya practical kasi we're not um, gaining revenue out of it. Pero, yun, doon na ako nag-start mag-apply ng Java sa VA as a
Yeah.
social
I mean,
media social media stuff, but
to be honest, I mean, with ilang months ba yun? 3?
3 months.
3 months? Yung 3 months na yun, mostly it was like training for all of you. Na yung training ko for like 1 year.
Oh, like shinortcut mo siya and
Yeah, na shortcut. I mean, yeah, at some standpoint, I mean, I was like very willing to share at the same time. And I'm very happy kung nasan ka ngayon, yung mga iba nating kasama.
pero we have a
Yeah,
different mindset about business and stuff because a lot of people will always see it as a risky na walang security, like high risk high reward siya, oo, pero you know hindi natin na filter out yung mga kailangan natin gawin, and hindi natin na isip na there's there's reward, o like high risk high reward, pero we didn't do a calculated risk, we just risk. But at that 3 months period, yun ang pinaka maraming natutunan ko, like when it comes to editing, captions, copyright, hashtag strategies, and every strategies na na-apply ko dun is, parang ano siya, naging training ground natin siya kung ano tayo ngayon.
Yeah,
Pero,
exactly.
you know, yun.
Yun. I mean, after that, bumalik tayo. I mean, walang nangyari. We were sinking.
Mm.
So, nag-collapse. Um, kapag nagkaroon pa tayo ng issues with some other companies, you know,
Yeah.
and so we have to take that down, shut it down, and explain naman natin dun sa mga tao na kung ano mangyayari. And yeah, luckily, right now, ang dami nangyari with between that moment and until today. Pero that was one of the best way to build our foundation,
Mm. I
you know.
agree.
And after nun, yun lang. Also, to answer your question din, differences ng ano, ng, in the way of entrepreneurship is, it's more on like practicality plus passion. I mean, alam natin, nakikinig tayo kay Gary V, passion, build. I mean, huwag mo isipin yung
Mm.
money and all of those, but at the same time, making the best decisions using practicality helps a lot into reaching our passions, our goals, and everything that we want in life. Besides the material stuff, mentality, health, um, yung security ng family, lahat-lahat. I mean, it's very risky, but at the same time, the long-term reward, hindi siya yung parang minsanang bagsak. Parang unti-unti siya binibigay, as the time passes by, basta consistent ka din sa ginagawa mo. Everything is very worth from that day on, kung ano man nangyari. Right now, masaya ako with the current agency. Still trying to build it properly. Marami pang flaws, marami pang kulang, marami pang walang hindi nangyayari. Pero I think this is the trend. SFC is the trend. Try and ride it. Speaking of like riding it, galing din ako sa SMMA lead gen last January. Sadly, di ba bumagsak yung market, real estate, a lot of the clients din, uh, nahirapan din, to maintain na monthly magbabayad ng ganitong sum of money just to work on their marketing and, social media presence and ads. Pero at the same time, client acquisition was very low kasi yung mga tao mismo hindi nila afford yung bahay. US, and some parts of Canada.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a process. It's a learning process.
So, at that, like, time period, like, ano yung pinaka-impactful na lesson na, natutunan mo working as a VA?
As a VA, when you're there, pag nagsimula ka, don't lie. Be 100%. Always think na meron at meron company, business, or person na nakukuha sa'yo. You don't have to fake your identity, your skills. Aralin mo na lang siya pagdating mo doon. Don't do that. That's one of the biggest mistake you will do as a VA. Sirain na yung mentality mo, yung processes mo, lahat. Start from the bottom, build your foundation. Now, when you're there, ask questions. Always ask question. Yung mga dadatnan mo doon, kung meron man, they've been there for longer than you for a reason. They are there because they've been building the business and kailangan ka na lang nila as supplementary. Or probably may bagong branch din sa business na kailangan nilang bagong taong magmamanage. Or kailangan nila ng expert mismo, lalo na sa beginner. Just to pull out extra work and give it to another person. Parang ganun lang siya sa una. And that's one thing you have to to build up. asking questions. Always ask questions dun sa mga mas marunong sa'yo. Di mo kailangan magmukhang magaling. Always ask questions. Always build your skill set from those who has experience more than you. Ngayon, sabihin natin expert ka na, magaling ka na, ikaw na yung nagtuturo ng mga ibang tao. Huwag kang maging madamot. Always share 100% of what you know to them. Kung may alam kang shortcut, ibigay mo. But at the same time, huwag mo silang gawing tamad. You know, it's more on sharing and giving rather than just like passing on the torch, passing on the responsibilities. So you have to understand din na leadership comes after. So una, ikaw yung tinuturuan, mamaya ikaw na nagtuturo. You have to be a good leader if you want to build your career in virtual assisting. Yun.
Mabe-break yung kasabihan na ano talaga, no? Like, fake it till you make it talaga. Like,
Exactly.
it's not really necessary na ano. Kasi, kung bakit namin nasasabi to, kasi we did it. Ginawa namin yun, and me,
It hap-
I fake some of my stuff na I know to run ads, I'm an expert in ads, but when I got the job, bro, I don't know how to fulfill that work. So I did YouTube stuff, nanood ako ng mga tutorials, I ask you personally, ano yung gagawin dito, and it's a mistake. But you know, at that time, I don't have a choice but to learn it like almost entirely of my time. Like, inaaral ko siya umaga, nag-aaral ako, inaalam ko paano mag-run ng Facebook ads, Google ads, because I don't have anything. So picking something na, especially in a professional standpoint, is a really really bad move. But to some people might work, but for us, we made it happen, pero we will never recommend it, na faking something na you're not an expert, because
yeah.
this is a
Akala,
professional.
exactly. Akala ng mga tao, shortcut yun.
Akala
It's not
yun
a
nga.
shortcut. It's a headache. It dadaling ka niya sa mas mahirap na process. Hindi ka niya idadala dun sa mabilisang 50K, 30K, 40K a month na sahod. Hindi ka niya dadalhin dun sa mayaman ka bigla makakabili ka ng bahay kotse when you fake it. No. You just have to really go through the process. Kailangan mong tiisin. I've seen a lot of VAs din, na hirap silang kumuha ng client. Kasi, one thing, gusto nila agad, malaking kitain nila. Hirap silang kumuha ng client. Second thing, expert na sila para sa kanila, nanood sila ng YouTube video
Mm.
ng 1 oras. You have to be humble at first. Kailangan mo sabihin sa sarili mo, I'm just starting out. Yung mga nakikita kong kumikita na ng malaki, they've been here longer than anyone else. There's a reason na yun yung sahod nila, yun yung kita. And you have to be honest and humble, especially when you're starting out.
So here's a logical standpoint. Like, there's one person na fresh grad, walang experience, pero this guy is expecting this amount of salary. But this person, wala siyang experience, wala siyang degree, pero he said that he or she is willing to work for a month for free. Sino sa dalawang ang ma-hire? Most likely, logically, ma-hire yung tao na both sila walang experience, but this guy have a degree and expecting this amount of salary. But this guy, he or she is willing to work for a month for free. So on a business standpoint, ikaw na business owner, saan ka magre-risk? Dun sa risk-free na tao na pwede mo siyang turuan, wala kang babayaran, like having someone na kasi both mo lang silang almost tuturuan. Like, wala silang experience sa ganitong work, but this guy, risk-free, and pwede mo siyang turuan, and you know mas ma-hire yung guy na willing to work for free just to get experience rather than to have this amount of salary. So,
One more thing na when it comes to like these people hiring VAs, having great communication is key. May idea ka, may explanation ka, pero hindi mo alam kung paano siya sabihin ng maayos. Mostly these people are from United States. Just trying to make sure na naiintindihan nila yung thought mo, yung process mo, yung kung bakit dapat ikaw yung hire nila at hindi yung nauna sa'yo. All of those complements each other. The way you talk, the way you speak, the way you manage your words, yung besides the portfolio, besides the resume, makikita nila, oh, this guy, he speaks very well, he communicates very well. Alam mo sabihin nun, madali siyang turuan. For them, that's one thing. They're talking to a lot of people as a media buyer, as a social media manager, copywriter, virtual assistant. Pero the person that could actually explain themselves very well will always stand out. Isa din yun. Kahit yung iba na meron like daming trainings, madaming certificates sa Udemy, sa mga training ground, whatever, for social media. Kahit anong training ang i-take mo, certification ang i-take mo, if you cannot explain it very well, if you do not understand it exactly how it should be executed, hindi mo makukuha yung job. So one thing when you're starting out as a VA, don't improve first is your skills. Huwag ka munang mag-focus sa skills mo, mag-focus ka sa communication mo. Try to make sure na kaya mong intindihin yung sarili mo at kaya kang intindihin ng ibang tao. Kaya ka din intindihin ng ibang taong with other cultures, especially US, Australians, UK, Canada, people from those countries. Iba yung English nila sa atin. Just making sure that they know we understand them and they understand us. Alam nila na madali kang turuan agad, madali kang ma-hire. That's one thing. Work on your communication.
I have another question for you. So, if you're gonna start over again as a virtual assistant, what will be your first move or first 5 moves?
First move ko as a virtual assistant. Wala pa akong experience, sabihin natin. Ngayon with my knowledge,
Like basic knowledge lang, hindi yung knowledge natin ngayon na ano. Like basic YouTube knowledge, let's say.
okay. If you're starting out as a VA, wala kang experience, wala kang idea, wala kang foundation kung paano maging virtual assistant. Here is the first few steps that I will do. Una, pick a skill. You need to understand na virtual assistant is a very general term. Maraming klase ang virtual assistant. It's right now very very broad siya. And you have to pick one skill. Sige, pwede ka mag-start as a general VA for business people, for entrepreneurs. Pero trying to spread out from that from that first client will be very difficult. Kasi general VAs, when it comes to compensation, they start at the most minimum. The only reason na bakit tumataas yung mga sahod ng VAs is they start focusing on one skill. It's either copywriting, social media management, ads, running ads, media buying, editing videos, hashtag strategy. Lahat yun, Google Ads. Those are very important things na dapat alam mo generally. Pero once you pick one specific expertise and focus on that, it will bring you to better heights. So, step 1, just pick one. Pick one skill. Step 2, focus on that skill. Hanap ka ng mga taong kailangan nito or kailangan na ng assistant. For example, I know Photoshop pero hindi pa ako talaga considered na graphics designer kasi wala pa akong ginawang commissions, hindi pa ako nag-work sa ibang mga tao. So, anong gagawin ko? I will look for people that needs assistant graphic designers. Sabihin natin gusto ko matuto ng media buying. Natuto pa lang ako sa YouTube. Nanood ako ng isang 1-hour video na free. or nagbayad ako ng certification para maging media buyer. Pero wala akong experience. Anong gagawin ko? Hanap ka ng tao ng kailangan ng assistant media buyer. There will always be a room for those kind of people. Kailangan ng ibang tao sasalo ng small task nila. Next thing, just focus and escalate your skills. Mag-stick ka doon, learn from that person, tuturuan ka niya, lahat ng alam niya mapapasa sa'yo. Once you feel confident in that certain expertise, once you feel confident na kaya mo nang humiwalay kasi hindi na ako pang media buyer assistant, pang graphic designer assistant anymore, be the person that teaches now. Mag-focus ka na ikaw na yung nagra-run ng ads talaga, mag-focus ka na ikaw yung nag-edit, ikaw yung nagmamanage, ikaw yung nag-strategize ng lahat talaga. Expand, be humble. So first, yun lang. It's 3 basic steps. So for all virtual assistant, to summarize things, step 1, pick one skill. Huwag ka na mag-general VA. Be a copywriter, be a media buyer, be a social media strategist. Pick one. Second, find the person that will teach. Be a graphic designer assistant, a media buyer assistant. Hanap ka ng isang tao na magtuturo sa'yo, lahat ng skills niya ipapasa sa'yo, for you to have the reason to be an expert on that certain skill. Lastly, capitalize. Build your skill, build yourself, branch out to other people, and then work on your own. Ikaw na mamili ng path na lalakarin mo. That's the basic of it. Very basic for all aspiring VAs.
All right, awesome. I agree, totally agree on those type of stuff because, nung nag-start tayo, like we're always applying to the general stuff, but the competition is super saturated. Like maraming katulad mo na magi-start na as a VA, like general VA. Marami kang kalaban, but once you've filter out the niche or nakahanap ka ng specific type of VA, like for example, yun nga, copywriting or media buying, the competition will cut down. Magiging less competition, and you know where to find your people. You know where to find those type of jobs. No, mas ma-filter out. So, I agree totally. So, define this year in one word.
Opportunities.
Opportunities. Why? Why opportunity?
See, right now, the industry is media. Every business is a media business. You have to understand. And every time a business is a media business, they will require people to work for that media business. Sabihin natin you have like a restaurant business. Now, obviously, it's at the same time, it's a media business. Gradan ka ng ads, post ka sa social media, Facebook, Instagram, sa mga restaurant finding apps, and you need people for you to optimize those platforms. At ikaw hindi mo naman alam 'yan. You know how to run a restaurant, pero hindi mo alam kung paano i-run yung media side, yung marketing side when it comes to digital marketing. So you'll hire people. You'll hire VAs. And sa lahat ng VAs, you have to understand na every business, especially in the US, Canada, and Australia, sa lahat ng mga bansa na to, kahit sa Pilipinas, there will always be a room for a media expert. And every VA is a media expert. Di lang sa media actually, but marketing, emailing, SMS marketing, of those, there will always be a room for a VA. So there's a whole new list of opportunities for all of you. And you just have to win not by quality, but by quantity. Sa sobrang dami ng opportunities, madami rin yung competition. Madaming gustong makuha yung opportunity. And you have to understand it's a numbers game. You know, hindi siya yung mag-send ka ng isang email na pinaghirapan mo ng maghapon para i-send sa isang tao. No. I'd rather send one text message, one DM every minute to 100 people every single day. Kasi alam ko the chances are may magre-reply sa akin within a week. You need to understand that. So I think it's It's the year of opportunities, but at the same time, you need to continue grabbing every time you see an opportunity.
All right. Um, Anything to add before the end of the podcast?
Well, to all aspiring VAs, just have to work harder and smarter and more. You have to work harder, more harder. You have to work extra smarter. Kasi a hard worker does 100 things at one time, and a smart worker gusto nila quality in one work. But at the same time, the chances are para mapansin ka in the VA industry is very low when you just focus on one. So focus on both rather than building hundreds of outreach emails to potential clients or leads that you have for yourself. Just pick 50 or 30 and make sure that yung email na send box nila is high quality. Yun lang talaga. It's not about just just you know it's and also you need to understand it's not a lazy industry. There's a reason kung bakit binabayaran ng mataas yung mga VAs. And you also have to ride the tide, be hardworking. You have to understand na whatever it is na napundar ng mga taong ito working as a virtual assistant is not easy. And you have to work harder compared to those people if you want to catch. Ayun lang.
Nice, sweet. So, yung mga tao na gusto kang i-follow or gusto nilang makita yung mga ano mo, recent works or updates sa'yo, saan ka nila pwedeng i-follow?
Oh, just go to my Instagram, uh, Denn De Gracia. I'll be starting to post some content about, media buying, social media. Feeling ko makakatulong sa inyo. Also on TikTok, just same, my name at Den De Gracia. Um, Also follow Podcast Trend, currently the agency, and Estate Escalate for those who are in the real estate industry. Yeah, that's it.
So, thank you for this opportunity na
Thank you
maging
so
guest dito
much,
sa
man.
sa podcast. And lahat na binanggit niya ilalagay
My
ko
pleasure.
sa link sa description kung gusto niyo siyang i-follow. Check him out. He's a cool person. So, thank you so much. Peace out.